Hi, welcome. Huge movie fanatic Nate coming to you from Lake Nate on a day that, as I was coming here, I ride my bike here. There was some sun, and currently right now there's really no sun. Hopefully that changes. If not, oh well, it's still above freezing. Hi, I'm coming at you with a review for DeepStar Six. Now, like always, I try to rack my brain and think of whatever I can think of water-related to do at Lake Nate, but I've since come to the conclusion that screw it. It doesn't have to be water-related to do it at Lake Nate, but this does happen to be water-related, so we'll, even like the unrelated water-related ones, we'll do it at Lake Nate. So, without further ado, I will, hey, what do you know? I will continue with the review for DeepStar Six. Now this movie, I remember, I don't know exactly when it came out in the theater, but it might have been like fall or something like that of 1988. I remember being in school or whatever. I was in school, so it must have been like the fall or something. And I remember seeing a trailer for DeepStar Six, and the one memory I had of it was when the black guy was going through the door, and the door came down on his chest. He's like, "Wah!" And what's ironic is, I remember it as a kid being a lot more gory, like blood just spewing out of him and him being like cut in half. That's my memory of it from the trailer. And if you look at the movie, obviously, I mean, that's not what happens at all. He's like, the thing comes down on his stomach and he goes, I mean, there's no penetration of no blood, nothing. So it's funny that as a 11-year-old kid, I was like, I thought I saw a lot more than I did. But ever since I saw that trailer, I kind of wanted to see it, me being this was the very beginning, as far as I know, not that there wasn't never one of these before, but Hollywood does this thing where it's like Dante's Peak and Volcano, and I can't think of any other, there was only one major tornado movie, I think, but where they do these movies that are similar, well, they'll sometimes put out 2, or in this case 3, within a very short period of time. So this is the first of like what I consider the trilogy or trio of DeepStar Six, Leviathan, and The Abyss, which all came out within like a year's time. And this movie, obviously, I never saw it. Well, it's not obvious, but I never ended up seeing it in the theater. And I did end up, I think it came out on video probably in the summer of 1989, and I was like, oh yeah, obviously you'd frequent the video store, and I'm like, yeah, DeepStar Six, here it is. And it always had a cool poster and cover art that was very memorable of that diving suit, the thick metal diving suit that was, chomped off from the, there's only like the top half of it left with the, the gory entrails hanging out of it of the person, so it was always a very cool poster and cover and taglines, something like, I don't know, I can't remember it. So finally, long story short, I finally saw it in summer '89. I was huge DeepStar Six. We probably rented it and re-rented it and re-rented it. For me, it was like, in addition to like Batman in the theater, it's always cool in the summer when you're a kid and you have movies in the theater that you like, but also it's really cool to have a movie that's new on video that you can experience at home during the summer, like DeepStar Six. For me, DeepStar Six was a summer '89 movie for me because that's when I saw it, and that's when it was new on video and stuff, and it was a big part of that summer for me. And there's even audio which I can put on here about, I can prove it to you how DeepStar Six crazy I was. So 1989 audio here with this kid I was hanging out with will prove to you my interest of DeepStar Six. Here it comes.
Are you pushing English now? Wanna print something?
In a minute.
Do you like making logos?
What's that?
Like on TV, like making logos.
Yeah.
Let's make a DeepStar Six logo. I'll show you how we make it.
Why? Do you like DeepStar Six?
Huh?
Do you like DeepStar Six a lot?
Yeah!
God, I can't even ask a question without you yelling.
Well, what do you think?
No.
So that was vintage 1989 audio that proves that I was very into DeepStar Six. I mean, I liked water at that time, and I liked water-related movies and these ocean movies. And I, although by, out of all the 3 underwater movies that I can think of that came out at that same time, this is the lowest budget, and but still, to a 12-year-old, it looked really cool. And they did manage to pull off some really cool stuff within some of the reasonably modest, exterior submarine and location effects and stuff. Let's not forget that this movie was made directed by Sean Cunningham and scored, of course, by Harry Manfredini. And if you watch my Swamp Thing review, you know that for me, Harry Manfredini is just Friday 13th. But along with Swamp Thing, he did do a pretty cool, like, underwater, oceanish, try to say that, oceanish score for DeepStar Six, which has a pretty cool, which maybe you've heard on this review at the opening of it, maybe not, which has a pretty cool, oceanish sound. This movie features, I'm pretty sure the guy from My Two Dads. I kind of had a thing for the girl on My Two Dads. I don't think I necessarily watched it. I just saw snippets of it or whatever. I think it features one of the guys from My Two Dads, which I think was a TV show from the late 80s. Which is just a stupid show. And it also features like this Nancy Everhard, which is kind of a weird name for a woman. Nancy Everhard, who was kind of briefly big and disappeared or whatever. I think she was in The Punisher as well. It features what's-his-name's son from RoboCop, who I liked, and I identified with the character because I can be rather anxious myself. So I always identified with the character, and I think I think we kind of slightly resemble one another as well. More so now than I did when I was 12, but that guy from RoboCop and Nina Peoples, let's not even forget about her, who was kind of one of these big young hot starlets in the late 80s, who was like the smartest character in the whole movie. She's like she's like a student or whatever, grad student, and she's like smarter than this scientist guy that they're all working for, this Van Gelder. And she's like, I think it's really, I've been studying these waters for months, and I think the whole movie's about the whole reason they're down there is to put this nuclear missile platform launching pad underwater so they can fire at the Russians or whatever, because I think this is when it was still like whatever it was in the 80s or whatever, Soviet Union or USSR or all that bullshit, I don't know. So it's like, oh, we got to have this missile platform so we can fire underwater missile platform so we can fire at the Russians, and they were going to place it on this place where Scarpelli, which is Nina Peoples, is like, I think we should take some soundings and figure out if this is, if this place we're going to put it is, secure, because this guy, Russian guy who was in 2010, is like, I don't want some stray missile hitting some nice family in Connecticut. Yeah, I forgot about him. He's 3D. He's in it too. He's in the movie as well. So 3 stars for DeepStar Six. What I was getting at is the monster is kind of lackluster, whatever. Really not a big deal. But it's a movie that I've always, ever since 1989, I've always kind of revisited around the summertime. I think it was just in 89 it left such an indelible impression, like this is, a summer movie because I first saw it in the summer. So, I mean, generally I don't really like to watch movies that are water related in the winter because I get more depressed than, or potentially get more depressed than I already am in the winter, because it just makes you long for summer even more. But perhaps I covered it for the DeepStar Six review. Like I say, this is the first in what I would consider the trio of DeepStar Six, Leviathan, and rounding out with the Abyss. And what's interesting is the budgets get bigger each time, which is kind of cool. I think that's kind of cool in a way. So thank you very much for watching my DeepStar Six review. Underwater, no one can hear you scream. I don't think that's a tagline, but it might as well be. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
The docking bay's coming in. The other people, passengers.
Okay, yeah.
So should we load them? Is it clear?
Yes, it will be clear.
I'll go get them in. Okay, shut the airlock. So, welcome to DeepStar 7.
Yes. I heard you guys are doing very fine. Yeah.
Six was destroyed.
How was 6 destroyed?
Creature came and destroyed. So, well, what are your orders, sir?
We should put a plastic thing on it, on DeepStar 7, for it's impossible to destroy.
Okay,
And-
sir, we'll get to that.
Okay, have the people, are the new people aboard?
The new people to come aboard?
Yeah. Are
Okay.
they here?
No, we gotta
Okay.
call them.
Okay, and we should have a man in a big suit patrolling around the station all night, all day, switch off. Okay?
Okay.
That should be all.
What do you want done for? Well, we'll call the people and have them come first.
Yes, I would like, no, I'd rather have the plastic put on first.
Okay. Get to that.